So it's dry. Look at all them bumps. It's coming close. See that? I'm dreading checking if this is level. So we've put a big piece of timber right across it. Look at that. See it underneath. And underneath here, gaps. Let's see. Not bad, alhamdulillah. Now for the middle. Just a little bit out. And for the front. Just a little bit out. So if I need to chip away a few little stones here and there, things like this, then I can do that. But it seems okay. Hey, I'm quite nervous about taking these outside in the rain. I don't know how long it's going to take to build, but this is why I've stained it beforehand, so that when I get them outside I'm not worried too much about the rain. It would be nice if it stayed dry, but you know, we don't know, do we? So I've looked at the instructions, and the floor joists are these ones. It says that there's 9 of them, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that will be them. So this is the big moment. Finally, we're going to take this timber, some of it, outside. My wife's been saying to me, I wish we never got this shed, but I think she'll be so happy when all of this is gone and she has this conservatory to herself, inshallah. Are you thinking to yourself, what is he wearing? The way I see it is, it's like a gown, you know, like a king would wear, or at a graduation. What did you wear at your graduation? It was a gown, right? Or let me think. Or a priest in a church, he would wear a type of gown, wouldn't he? It's kind of like that. But what do those all have in common? What do those people have in common? They have a duty to be dressed appropriately, to be dressed well, presentable, and at their best. A king wants to dress his best. At a graduation, you want to look your best, right? And what was the other one? A priest in a church. He's a very important person. He wants to dress his best. Whoa, I did really well there, I thought. And the best thing about it, you don't ever get a builder's bum. We're positioning exactly where the shed is going to be. So we can't just put it in the middle because I want a bit of space. Project this says it's going to take a number of days to complete. So we best just get used to the rain. Of course, I didn't want the bottom of it to be wet. but there's nothing I can do about it now. I just hope that there's some really, really hot days where it all dries up, and then I can seal it afterwards. But putting these joists down, I can see where my concrete is really, really unlevel. So if we come down here and look, see there's a ditch here. Now I don't want this shed to be creaking and rocking about, so what I'll do is mix up some concrete when I position the shed where it's supposed to be, and then pour some concrete underneath those areas. So I've got these here just to check I'm positioning the shed in the right place, because I don't really want it hanging off the side. And so we're going to use that. And I know that that's going to fit there. I'll do the same on the other side. So alhamdulillah, my brother's here to give me a hand. So let me show you what we're doing now. So here, I've nailed to the correct distance the far side, and then just temporarily I've put nails in this side, which I hope to take out afterwards, inshallah, just to make sure that the beams are not moving around whilst I'm working on one side, which can be really frustrating when you've got all of them and you're hammering in nails and you don't want it to move around. I've got the shed base in the correct place that I want it now. So what we're going to do is find out wherever there's a bump or a ditch, which you can see wherever the water's lying, and we're going to put the concrete underneath. So looking at the base now, wherever there is water, that's where we need to put a little bit more concrete or cement, I guess. So you can see there, full of water, I'll put the concrete in, and I don't want that joist to be raised off the ground, taking all the weight. So I put some here as well. I'll have to put some in there as well there. And then further to the other side there's some more puddles, as you can see. I'm glad I used this board at the end. On the instructions it tells you to nail down about 10 boards and then measure diagonally across them to make sure it's parallel and square. Now I did that, as you can see my tape measures there. It was roughly correct, roughly. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it exactly perfect, only by say half a centimetre or less than that even. But coming back to this board here, which I put at the end, I didn't realise that some of these boards are of different sizes. So if you look at the ends, some go right to the end, some nearly to the end. If we go to the other side, then it's a bit more clear to see the distance. So it was probably a good and a bad thing to use this board, because I didn't measure it to the first board at the other side. I literally just put it on thinking it was the same, but just watch out for that one. I'm just putting one nail in at a time on each of the boards, because I don't want to get into a situation where I'm having to take it up because it's not square. What I was so I'm just cutting the end piece. They say you have to just cut it, so I don't have a circular saw, so I'm going to have to, you know, keep cutting it like this. I've just got it lined up on a picnic bench, and my girls are sitting here on one side helping me, so thank you very much, girls. Yeah.
I have a stick, but it's very short.
If you weren't sitting on this, I wouldn't be able to cut this piece of wood, would I?
Here's some extra weight. I'm cutting it. Look at my stick.
Yeah. Big stick.
That's so long.
So what have you got here?
I got a stick, and because it's like a number 7, I thought it would be good if we could clip it together. It's like a clip.
Oh, that's a very good idea. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So we can go and play.
This is actually a really, really good idea. So I'm just measuring diagonally across to check if it's the same distance from that side to this side and this side to here. On the other side it was, you see where it says 12 and 8? It was 151 and a half, around there. So that's quite accurate, isn't it? Thank God for that. So I've got this board here to make sure that my nails are not going sideways and looking a bit silly. Quite impressed with these nails. Usually I bend the nails and I'm not very good. But look at this, you can just put them in with your hands. You're going to have to master that trick where you do it in one go. On this one, you'll need a little cushion like this. As I was doing this, my dear wife, she called from the door. Alhamdulillah, she said, let me get you this, and she bought this for me. Alhamdulillah. The sun's come out. Look at that. Glory be to Allah. So I'm just collecting some stones because this is my wall which is falling down. We have some cows here. They like to scrape their heads against it. But I need these because where the base has a little dip, or you know, when you nail it together, parts of it lift up, parts of it, you know, just don't sit on the concrete how I want it to. So I'm going to put these underneath wherever there's a dip, inshallah. I'm just placing these sides around. It's bent, so this side starts to lift up. Maybe that you can see it better like that. Can you see that? Over to this side. Let me show you about there. Starts to lift up. I'm not sure what to do. So here it's going straight, going straight, it's going straight, and then it starts to bend inwards. Maybe I can bend it when I nail it. Hopefully that doesn't cause too much of a problem. Let's take you round. You see, they advise that you screw these pieces in as you're putting them down. Now I didn't want to do that because some of my lower pieces here aren't level enough. So I wanted to make sure that I put these pieces together first, and then I can do any screwing of the boards. So this is also a good time to make sure that the positioning of the log cabin is correct, because after this things are going to get very, very heavy and you won't be able to move it then. So take a look at this. We've got one side in, going down, and we're coming away. You see how much that's warped? So, I think that the overall structure of the shed will help. However, I've got a doorway here which is quite long, and so if this was a complete piece going across, then yes, it would be much stronger, but that's not the case. So what we're doing here is, you see here, I've just put a screw in there and a screw in the far side there, just to hold it in place. Hello. I didn't realise how orange this wood treatment is. It said light brown, I didn't realise it was a bit orangey. So I started with this 8x roof and I placed that on, but I ended up realising that I needed to put this door frame on, so I missed that. When you are building this up, it's as easy as Lego to fix together, and it's really nice for the family to see. And so I just started to build it up and having fun with it. But I did watch that somebody online, he was putting screws in each of these pieces and fixing them, and in the comment section there was a knowledgeable person who wrote down that that's a bad idea because the timber needs to move depending on the weather, and if you've fixed every single piece, it can't really fix into its natural place. So I haven't fixed it with any screws, it's literally fixed together by the joints. And so I'm going to let it settle into its places. Just put the joists on. Now, it says that they need to stick outwards 93 mil.
وبيان عربية